Welcome to my YouTube channel, Life with my Cerebral Palsy Warrior. I am Ifunaya Okeko for the mother to a cerebral palsy warrior by name IKEM'S George of. I am running this channel with my son, IKEM'S, who is living with cerebral palsy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much as you did so. So in our last episode, which was episode 2, I stopped at when we came to Lifeline Specialist Hospital. Okay, so after he was admitted and was put, he was taken to ICU, and he was still having seizures back to back. You needed to see the way this boy was convulsing, almost minute after minute. He will give a very sharp, high-pitched cry, and each time he does that, in fact, that cry pierces my heart. Not even, what am I saying, not heart, my soul, my spirit, the innermost. I was like, what kind of thing is this? I was like, God, is it not better that it's me that is going through this? How can a child that is barely 24 hours be going through all this? So when he was in the ICU, around in the morning, when the doctor came, the doctor for Monday came when to take over. The one on night has handed over, so he requested to see my husband and I. So when we went in to see him, he told us without mincing word that IKEM'S case is a critical case, that his chances of survival was 50-50. Doctor told us that. And thank God for my husband. He told the doctor, no problem, that he has said his own, that God has the final say, that the medical team should just do their best, and we'll see the outcome, and we believe that God will do the rest. So doctor was like, yes, that's what we're going to do. We'll do our best while God does the rest. I said, okay. So as IKEM was there, he was still convulsing throughout that Monday. He was still having seizures until I think the seizures stopped because I was awake all through. I didn't even sleep at the night because the ICU unit was close to my bed outside where they gave me bed. So all through the night I was not sleeping. Once he just gives that high-pitched cry, I'll just start crying again. I'm like, God, let this thing stop, because doctor already told us the dangers of the implication that might have resulting from what was happening already, that if they were not able to stop the seizures, that the more it's happening, the more the brain cells will continue to damage, because the brain cells are still very tender, and this damage is they can't be recovered. So I was scared, even though at that point I didn't even know what it will result to, like cerebral palsy and all that. I didn't even know about that. I was just begging God to stop whatever was happening inside the brain. So it was at that point that doctor told us that it was as a result of him not crying immediately after birth, that what the doctors that assisted in delivering, what they would have done is to send him to them immediately, or to any specialist hospital where pediatricians will monitor him and place him under care. That would have prevented this what was happening, that prevented the case from deteriorating to this extent. So at that point, what would I have done? So we're just there praying, hoping, or just each time he gives a high-pitched cry, I will feel very bad. I was praying God should let this stop. At least let me know that this one, the brain cells, let me just know that the brain cell will no longer continue to be damaged. So I was praying, my episiotomy was still very painful. You can imagine, first time, if Naya, oh God. Oh, so my dear, that was how the thing continued happening. It stopped because I remember saying my Divine Mercy prayer 3 a.m. that's Tuesday morning. I was like, God, please, I'm begging you for mercy. Whatever it is that I've done, please forgive us. Let this seizure stop first. Just arrest this situation. So after, and I was just, each time he give the high pitch cry, I'll check my time. If he gives again, I'll check the time so that I'll be checking. So as time goes on, the number of times it was happening was reducing, because sometimes initially it was happening maybe like every 5 minutes, but as time goes on it was reducing maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because doctor even told us that they've never seen a case like this, that other babies owner wants to give them injections, antibiotics, like one of the phenobab they were given and all that. After some minutes or hours their own will stop that, but IKEM'S own, that they've never seen this type before, and it's just a day old baby. So it was after that my Divine Mercy prayer, I was checking my time, it was like after 30 minutes, it has not happened again. Hey, I was happy. Like maybe around like 1 hour, 2 hours, it happened again. Hey, I was like, God, I thought this thing has already stopped. So that's early hours of Tuesday morning. Later, it now stopped. I didn't hear the cry again. So when the doctor came in the morning, so when they came to see us, they were not like, and thank God that they have arrested, they were able to stop, the seizures have stopped. So now became unconscious after from one problem to another. So after the seizure stopped, he now became unconscious. So if you see him, he's just lying there, you won't, his eyes closed. It was just as if he was dead. I only knew he was still alive from the monitor or the screen that was there. So that was how I knew that they were not deceiving me, that my baby was still alive. So the doctors now like that I should go home, that there is no need of me being at the hospital. I will be watching the baby. I'll become more stressed. I still have episiotomy pains. My breasts were already so engorged. I was having pains that I need to go home and rest. That when the baby comes around, when the baby becomes conscious, that they will call us, so that I even need to rest, so that breast milk will start flowing very well. If I'm stressed, breast milk will not be flowing, because when the baby becomes conscious, they will need breast milk to start feeding him. But they said they will start first with tube. After feeding him with tube, they will move to feeding him with syringe. After that, they move to cup and spoon, before they will now move to him latching, him sucking direct, before they will now know if they can discharge us. I was like, oh, thank God that this, maybe by weekend this week we should be going. I didn't even know that that it's a long process. So I was like, which one? Go home? What? How can I go home while my baby's at the hospital? I was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I refuse. The doctors were like, that's the best thing for me. So after they explained everything to me, so I had to go home that Tuesday. That Tuesday was one of the worst moments of my life. Giving birth to a baby on Saturday. Now on Tuesday, I'm going home without my baby. So when I got to the house, I was sure that Tuesday was a very, very sad moment, very sad day in my house, especially when I came into the house. I saw the room that I've already decorated, and I saw all the drinks my husband bought. It was Easter time, and it was our first baby. He was happy. He bought so many things, so many drinks, because people will be coming to the house after we must have come back. So when I saw everything, I started crying again. It was just my husband and myself. So we were there consoling each other. I went and took my baths. My breasts were so engorged. I was just crying. So they told me to be expressing it and be storing in the freezer, because when they need it, I'll start bringing them to the hospital. So that Tuesday night, because at the hospital, what I was doing is from time to time I'll wake up, I'll go to where Ikem was kept, I'll pray for him, because it was only my husband and I that was allowed to go inside, and the nurses, that hospital is very nice. The nurses are the one doing everything. They will, when it's time for his drugs, they will give him, and everything well documented. They're not even using paper and pen. You can imagine as far back as 2019, everything is in the system. So I'll just wake up. So at home that Tuesday night, as I was sleeping, I just woke up in the middle of my sleep. I wanted to rush to go and check on my baby. I forgot that I was at home. I now started crying. I now started crying again. So that Tuesday night was the longest night of my life. I was like, day should break now. So they will call me, my baby is awake, let's go to the hospital. Like I did not hear anything. No. Wednesday. And that Wednesday was there, my mom was coming to come and to Omugo. We didn't even tell her what was happening, so you can imagine. So immediately my mom came in, it was another episode, another drama. My mommy entered, they were still bringing down her bags from the book. She was able to, she just ran upstairs, my baby, my baby. She entered the sitting room, she did not see any baby. Entered all the rooms, she did not see any baby. She came and she was like, if now, where is the baby? And I was like, mommy, sit down first, wash your hand, go and take your shower, come out, I will not tell you where the baby. My mom was like, what kind of talk is this one? Sit down and wash my hand. What does that have to do with where is the baby that I came to see? My mom now started shouting, where is the baby? I now say, calm down. I said, go and take shower first, come out, I will tell you what. And my mom said, like she's not going anywhere, that she's not come to see me and my husband, she came to see her grandchild. Which one is she should go and sit and shower first? My mom now started and said, like she should start talking now. And now started telling her everything that happened. My mom now started crying. My mom was like, "I people did not tell me. I people are going through all this. You people did not tell me. If Nana, you have, hey, Obi gay sick and this one." I was like, "Mom, it's not like that now. We don't have to let you people know. It's when you come now, you know." Hey, my mom now felt so bad. She even went in, she cried. She didn't know I was seeing her. I saw her. So after everything, she said that tomorrow, that's Thursday, that she will not rest until I take her to the hospital. She will see the baby with her eyes to be sure that he's alive. At least let her know that one first. So I told her no problem, that Thursday we'll go to the hospital. So on Thursday we went to the hospital. We met the nurse. I told my mom that you are not allowed to go inside though, but I'll just plead with the nurses. You can just stay outside and see Ikem and see that he's alive. My mom now said, okay. So when we went in, you know, they already know mothers now. My mother, I explained to the nurses, and my mom met with them too. So I'm like, okay, grandma, come, let's take you. We are not going inside, you just stay outside and see the baby. My mom was like, it's okay, that she just wanted to see the baby with her eyes. So they took my mom in and showed my mom baby. So we now went home that Thursday. My mom was like, okay, at least she can rest more, even though she's not 100% happy, but at least she can now rest knowing that Ikem is alive. So that was how Ikem was unconscious. So till Wednesday, Thursday, it was on Thursday evening that they came that called that he's now conscious, that he's back. Okay, all those while they place him on drip now. They said they put glucose and all that. So then I said they will start, that will bring the breast milk I've extracted on that Friday, that they want to start feeding him through tube to see whether he will tolerate that. I was very happy at last, knowing that my baby is, I'm not like Friday, I'm going to the hospital, that I'll be the one that will come and bring the breast myself. My husband cousin will drive me to the hospital, so I'll take the breast milk to them, so I'll see my baby myself. So we took the breast milk to them. They started breastfeed. They started giving him through the tube. He was already conscious, but if you see him, he was just weak. It was just his tiny eyes were open. He was just lying down on the bed. I still thank God for the the progress that we have made on that one. I was happy. Later that Friday, my husband came in the evening too. He came and now saw the baby before all of us now went back, because I wanted to stay back. They said no, I'm not staying back until when he needs to be to start sucking directly. So now went home on that Friday. I was extracting breast milk, and they were taken to the hospital Friday, Saturday. I forgot to tell you that even as they were looking, they would take the sample blood for test, take this one. At a point, they did not even see any vein again in my baby. God, IKEM'S suffered, and me too. The trauma was too much. I will cry. My person, my baby like this one, that one. Hi. At a point, when I came back on that Friday to bring the breast milk, when they didn't even see any vein again, because they called on phone, because even if you're not there, they will call on phone for everything. They called on phone that they want to shave his hair to see whether they will see vein there, and from there take the vein they need to take to give him some drugs and all that. I told them, what am I doing with the hair? Just shave and take. But if you see Ikem, he was very hairy, his hair coily. When I saw the half of the head, I said, wow, that made me cry again. I was like, see my fine baby, see what they're doing. A baby that my neighbor came on that Sunday that gave birth to my neighbor came and called him Chinese baby. So that was how we now went home on that, when it's Friday, stayed Friday, Saturday. Then on Sunday, my mom said that all of us are going, that she wanted to go and see the baby. And so thank God on Sunday, the hospital called that I should come, that they need breast milk, that the one that I brought was not enough. So I was now happy that all of us will go to the hospital and see baby too. My dear, that was how we've stayed at the hospital from Monday to Sunday. That's 1 week going by. What I thought will end just like that. So I'll be drawing the curtain today. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for watching. If you are just joining for the first time, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button as I continue in the next episode to tell you what happened. See you in my next video. Bye.